Hello, everybody. This is 0 Hour streaming live from Twitmo. And as you can see, they've brought, you know, they've imprisoned my dog with me who refuses to stay calm. So I have to for her. Because Twitmo has been hard, darling. Twitmo has been hard. But I have to say that I have made some wonderful friends who have corresponded and sent me lovely, lovely art and memorials that I could put on the wall of Twitmo that's right in front of me, as you can see. It's a very flimsy wall, really, if you really think about it. And at least they have given me my flag, which I have to hold. You know, actually, it was me who got me the flag. But I did get a little bit of help from Dr. Lecter with the music, if you can hear it. Yeah, yeah. We have been forced to be friends. What can I say? So, today we're going to talk about yoga and the science of yoga. Yeah? The science of yoga. And I don't know how she finds just the right place to um, go and start to look cute. I don't know. But I'm going to hold it here, okay? Um, the science of yoga. The word yoga comes from yog, yoga. It's a Sanskrit word, yog, jog. And what it really means is addition or focus, jog, focus. Um, in mathematics, it means addition. Yeah. Um, now, the principle of yoga as a focus applies uh, very much to me at the moment in Twitmo with my really annoying puppy dog who just won't relent in being rambunctious right when I have to talk. So, in Sanskrit, in Vedanta, which is the ancient books of life, they're not religious, they're not Hindu, they're Vedanta. They're the source of the myths that have become Hinduism, but they're not. It's kind of like how the Torah and the Talmud talk about the book of life for the Jewish people, and then the Bible has the story. It's kind of like that. Um, so, always has to stay above the Twitmo. But Twitmo is so ever consuming that, what can I say? And it's unfair, and it's disparate, and it's arbitrary. But what can I say? It's Twitmo. Many have endured. And today we're going to talk about that. Uh, can you please stop licking your ass for maybe 15 minutes? Thank you very much. Anyway, I have to put this down for a minute because I have to drink water. So the science of focus, yeah? You see what I mean? What's happening here? So when you don't focus, you don't get shit done. So that's essentially what yoga is. It's focus. Um, Here's a carrot. Here's a stick. Yeah. Okay. Back to Twitmo and yoga. So what happens is in Vedanta and in Sanskrit, there are many kinds of yoga. In the West, when you think of yoga, primarily you think of, going to a fitness center, going to a gym, and attending a class and stretching your body. That's yoga. That's I don't know the Sanskrit name for it, but it has to do with health. So I would say it's Ayur yoga. I mean, I don't know, because Ayur is health and fitness and medicine, and Ayurveda is the Vedanta is the book that deals with all of that and herbs and all of those things and the different. Uh, but it's about focus, really. It's about condensing. It's about the condensation not just of materials but also of thought. It's about intelligence. Veda is Ved is Veda, which is the book of books of life in Vedanta. Means uh, knowledge. Boiddo. It's in Bengali. It's Boiddo. In Sanskrit, it's Ved, and Ved is Bhed, which is consciousness. But it's actually it's a different, higher kind of consciousness that transcends um, the clutter all over you, the distractions all over you, to be able to focus on something. And that's what, when you go to a yoga class, a lot of the times the masters will teach you that this is what it is. It's about focusing your mind and stretching your body and allowing the blood and the water and the fascia to relax and all of these things. So that's just one kind of yoga, because if yoga is focus, you can apply focus to everything. And the Vedanta talks about that, because, there's all kinds of yoga. There's bhakti yoga. Bhakti is adulation or praise, right? So through the praise of God, and through the praise of a guru, or the praise of your deity, or in your faith, the relentless pursuit of that and the focus on that is a form of focus that brings a certain level of peace to a person's mind and purpose to a person's life. And that's the purpose of yoga, is to focus. I mean, think about it on a fundamental level. We talk about um, um, how do you say that? Karma yoga is karma is action, right? It's the string of actions. It's the focusing on your actions. These are all ways that the Vedanta says are ways of enlightenment, are ways of reaching the Godhead, so to speak. And it's all about focusing. And there's every single discipline, every single practice, from law to medicine to uh, carpentry to plumbing to gardening to waste management to the crematoriums to the palaces and the governments. A focus is required for the proper execution of that environment, for a homeostasis and a stability to exist, and a foundation to be strong enough that if something um, monumental happens, we can still keep on our day-to-day things, and society wouldn't crumble into total chaos. And though we've seen society fracturing now, and I believe that we're fracturing because we have lacked and still lack focus and effective, productive focus and leadership on the very relevant issues facing us, which is the income inequality, the wealth disparity, climate crisis, um, changing to other forms of technologies to take away from the fossil fuels. And I won't resort just to solar because there's wind, there's tides, there's manipulation of the river flow. There are many, 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 many ways in which minute amounts of electricity can be harnessed that can provide for a lot of the uses that we generally think would take a lot of energy, like lighting up the outdoors, for example. With LED technology, it doesn't take a lot. So, if we focus on these things, we continuously think about them and start thinking about the things that work and the things that don't work and the things that are harmful and the things that are helpful, not just for us, but for the bigger picture. Because, it'll trickle down to us at some point. And when it trickles down to us, it'll be our story. And we will at that point be set back. And that story may not sync with the story of the 2020. Oh, look, one of the walls have fallen from my voice, which is hoarse at the moment. Hold, please. Water. She's still licking her butt. Oh my God, I hate her. Not really, though. If I hated her, I would have left. I've been trapped in this place for 5 years because of this bitch. And she's a bitch, just so you know. That's literally the definition of a female dog. So it's okay. She heard me. Anyway. The boy doesn't scratch around so much. This one is so fidgety all the time. She has to do something. Always. Or get attention. It's very much like me. And you can see what lack of focus can do and distractions can do for you. So all of this matters right now because we need to focus on certain things and we need to focus on restoring stability to our country and to the world. And we need to do that through science. We need to do that through leadership, proper leadership, effective leadership. We need to wade our shadow sides out of conspiracy theories and see facts for facts, evidence for evidence, lack thereof, of either to be that. And let us take the time to actually go and find out for ourselves instead of believing in someone, somebody, some organization, whatever it is, going to one source to see what the truth is will never give you the truth. Excuse me. Because one source is just one perspective. And if you are just looking for your own perspective, for an understanding, then you can't start your understanding with somebody else's understanding. Because that is not understanding knowledge, factual knowledge at all. That is simply understanding somebody else's story of their interpretation of the facts. So one quick example that is relevant is that what are the coronavirus cases? What's happening? It's one of the hardest things to go and look for right now, is to see how many people have died, right? So we don't. At this point, that is not what we focus on. At this point, what we focus on is how do we manage this? How do we control it? How do we contain it? And how do we properly test vaccines that can effectively eradicate this virus? Not be hasty, not be quick to say one is 92% effective, one is 95% effective, all the while you have someone telling you from their lame duck position in a very on a very small desk, I might add. Are you starting again? Are you licking your butt again? Can you wait? She just has to wait. It's not that important. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Again, now she's going for the front. I'm not even going to go there. Usually this works because that's dissatisfaction. You know, she gets it. She really gets it. It's not so much that she's going to lick the butt or the cooch, whatever it is. It's just that that sound gets in the way of me talking. It's horrendous. So sorry. Oh, stop it. Stop. God. Twitmo is hell. Anyway, so yeah, we need to focus on that when it comes to COVID. So, dog here. God, I was talking about something before that too. Science of yoga, people. The science of focus. There are many focuses. There are many ways you can focus your energy through intelligence, through work, through duty. Dharma yoga is duty. Focus on duty, you know? So find a word for it, add yoga to it. It's focus on it. So when your parents tell you, oh, look at that. Now it's just with the tea. You know, I have 24 hours or so to go and I'm fine with it. Oh, that's what I want to talk to you about. So I've had support from people in this trying time of Twitmo and analingus and cunnilingus by my dog over there. So a lot of them suggested me to get like a second profile, but that's not what I'm after. You know, somebody said, like, I thought about right before going live on this thing, I thought back to like Phantom Menace, the first Star Wars episode, where, you know, at the very, like, towards the end of it, where Obi-Wan Kenobi's master, I forget his name. It's been a while. When is fighting the Sith Lord, Darth Maul or whatever, he with every one of those shutters coming in, those energy shields or screens coming in, while the Sith Lord would sort of, you know, walk back and forth in his little quadrant, the Jedi Master would sort of just sit there and meditate, you know, and there's a story there about focusing your energy on and foreseeing what's to come, in understanding your environment and knowing your variances. And there's no clinging. And when he dies, when he's killed by the Sith Lord, you see that there's no like attachment. He doesn't have any attachment to his own death. There's no, save me. No, it's like, let it go. But Obi-Wan Kenobi is the one who is affected by it. Star Wars really is the story of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Um, you know, it's his master. It starts with his master and it ends with his pupil, um, to the very end. If you look at the episodes, if you look at every, and also like if you look at the wording of this, the Lord, Sith Lord, and the uh, Jedi Master, it implies sort of a mastery of a craft versus an oppressive um, sort of lordship over it without necessarily a mastery of it or an understanding of it. So, I mean, I think about it flashed in my mind when I was thinking about that. Is if I went onto Twitter and I diluted my um, account, which is not verified. I don't know why. It's been like 10 years that I've been on Twitter. Um, and they've asked my phone number and this and that and, restricted me. Uh, I don't want to, because why should I have to? Uh, I can take that time, think about what I did wrong, which I already did, took it down, still stuck in Twitmo. Um, this is reparations in a way, but this has given me time to think about how we approach the propaganda and the hatred and the division that we get from um, you know the lame duck Donald's um, side, from him, his agents, who are state actors, by the way, um, going on a private platform, inciting hate, inciting division, inciting sedition under USC 182384, and doing so with a certain level of impunity. And all of that is fine. And hundreds and thousands of Twitter users who are going out there and trying to inform others that this is undermining democracy, or this is somehow um, not right. This is insulting to our country, to our history and tradition, to the general welfare and safety of the people. They are being arbitrarily restricted. And so we have a choice when Twitter or any other social media platform does that. We can either go back and forth by creating other accounts and continuing the rant and getting blocked and being emotionally and psychologically riled by it and going at it and doubling down, or we can take that time out and find other ways to express ourselves and to create opportunities that forums can't really restrict, which is the freedom to think for ourselves. And we do that through focus, and we do that through determined focus, and we do that through unrelenting focus, and we do that through active, actionable focus, focusing on our actions, like registering to vote if you haven't already in Georgia, and requesting your absentee ballots. If you have registered to vote, if you're new registrars who haven't had the chance to vote during the November elections and turned 18, can vote this time around. Check out check out. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Ha ha! I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. Mm-mm, mm-mm. This is going to be a fun episode. So at the end of it, let your voice and your actions do the work, and don't double down on their oppression in any way. Counter it with productive action that may not just hit them sideways, but also may cause others to think about how their actions could be amended to be more productive towards the end that they are uh, trying to get. So that's all for Twitmo. I'll do it. I'll be out soon. Bye bye.